Alright, let's go ahead and get this bottom end all glued up. And today I'm using my 3-bond silicone liquid gasket. This stuff works pretty good, pretty much similar to Yamaha Bond or Honda Bond. Now, if I could only build a bottom end this quickly, this is actually 2.5 hours of footage. And before I put this case together, right here I'm putting in the shift position sensor. And we'll go ahead and slide that case on. Takes a little persuasion here. Okay, next up I'm going to go ahead and put these case bolts in. And there are some hose fittings that mount on the outside of the case. I went ahead and marked those when I removed them. It's just a lot faster when you're installing, you know exactly where they go. Alright, now that I've got all these bolts all snugged up, I'm going to go ahead and torque those 8 to 10 foot-pounds. And then after that, I usually mark them with a paint marker. That way, if I get pulled off the job or distracted in any way, I can come back, look at that bolt, and know that it's torqued and all ready to go. I'm going to clean up a little bit of that 3-bond. Alright, next up, the crankshaft clutch drive gear. Then I'm going to go ahead and install the water pump drive gear. Don't forget your blue Loctite. Go ahead and put that nut on, snug that down. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold that washer over onto the nut. That way that nut will not back off. Now go ahead and slide your counter shaft balancer through, and you can apply the gear. Okay, what I'm doing now is installing the shift run detent lever arm. I put that in there and then I wedge the arm over with a screwdriver. That way it allows me free access to install the shift cam. Right here you want to take the time and go ahead and shift through all the gears. Make sure everything is working properly. Now I will go ahead and put the oil pump driven gear on and the kickstart idler gear. Right here I'm installing the shift lever assembly, and this requires quite a bit of patience. These can be a bugger to put in. Then I'm going to go ahead and slide the shift arm assembly through. I'm going to go ahead and put the clutch bushings on and the clutch basket. Make sure that slides into place. Next up is the clutch push rod, and I like to take a screwdriver and push it through to line it up with the lever arm on the other side. Right here I'm putting in the clutch hub. I'm going to go ahead and throw some Loctite on that and lock that down. Ouch! Make sure you use a rag when you're tightening that clutch hub down. Right here I'm going to bend that lock washer over. Go ahead and finish installing your clutch plates. Right here I'm going to go ahead and install the clutch pressure plate. Make sure that seats into place. I'm going to go ahead and put my springs all in and my bolts. Go ahead and tighten those in a crisscross pattern. Next up is that right side outer clutch cover. I'm going to wiggle that into place, and I go ahead and turn that water pump gear and it slides right into place. Now we'll go ahead and put the clutch cover on and tighten all those in a crisscross pattern. And I take the water pump gasket and I coat it in grease. That way it sticks to the outer cover and I can just put it right into place. Now I want to go ahead and install the oil filter. And remember, on these Yamahas, they have 2 oil O-rings on the back side of that oil filter cover. I want to make sure you get those installed also. Let's go ahead and install that countershaft seal. Just put it into place, gently tap it down to where it's flush with the case. Put the inner collar in. I'm going to flip the motor back around and go ahead and torque the water pump cover bolts. Now we can install the cam chain and the cam chain guides. Thanks guys for watching. We pretty much got this bottom end put together. Stay tuned, we'll get the top end, we'll do the valves. Thanks again for watching.
Alright guys, got the bottom end put together. Everything went together really nice.